Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me, ScottDog. Thank you very much for joining us. As you can see, we're about to start playing some WWE2k 24 My GM mode. We did this last year. Some of you seem to enjoy it, so we're going to do it again this year. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoyed myself. We did create a custom superstar, so let's go and... This doesn't look much like me, other than I wear glasses and I have a beard, and I've shaved my head. That's about it. So we get to choose a show. Let's have a little look here. 6 random superstars on your roster will have their popularity increased by +6. Select an opposing brand. They have 3 randomly selected superstars that cannot be booked in matches. That's pretty tough. Title matches booked for this week will receive a large boost of match ratings. Reduce the price of the next 3 superstars when you purchase. You purchase this week by 50%. WCW, extend the duration of all contracts currently on your roster by 3 weeks. Cannot be used in week 25. That's pretty big. Extreme rules for ECW. 2 times per season. Block all opposing brands from using 3 random selected champions. That's huge and sounds really rough. I think we're going to go Smackdown though. We'll try and keep the affecting other players to a minimum. We'll have Adam Pearce, shall we? Do we have... let's not worry about it. I was going to say, do we have our own... Here we go. Select a superstar on your roster and immediately increase their level to 20 and become legendary. That's huge. Let's have Stephanie McMahon. You can be in charge of Raw, right? Fine. We need CPUs because I have no friends. Theodore Long. Paul Heyman. William Regal. I do love William Regal. We have, you know what? Ted DiBiase. We'll have him. He can be in charge of... I don't know. Should we say NXT? And then we'll have maybe Adam Pearce. Maybe Adam Pearce, or do we? No, let's go Paul Heyman. And let's put him in charge of ECW, right? That's really going to come back to bite us. Okay, we're into a draft. I will just confirm that during the draft I will be making notes, so just bear with me while we do that. But I think we keep everything the same here. We want to go snake order though, so it goes 1 pick, then to the left to the last person. They have 2 picks, and it comes back the other way, and then they have 2 picks. So I think we're good with that. Let's start our draft, shall we? We want shake-ups. We want the default draft pool. We want auto draft off. We're good to go. Right. Good luck, everybody. From what I remember last time out, it had Michael Cole commentating on the draft, which was always a bit weird. Like that. Each GM will start with a budget of 2.75 mil. GMs will take turns drafting one after the other. There will be 9 rounds of drafting. After the 9th round, drafting becomes optional. GMs can opt out or draft and keep the until they are out of cash. GMs can press right stick down to get recommendations. You can also press X to get more information about Superstar. And I think there's been some changes this year. So let's have a little look. Let's go with what we do know. I'm just going to press the help option because we have to choose people against each other, right? So we've got faces and heels. We know that. Best rankings are... So you can see here it says Giants. My pen doesn't work. It says Giants versus Cruisers. This is the same as last year. And it says Fighters versus Brawlers, and Special is anyone. Okay, so we know that. Now, interestingly, there's also, if we go into Ronda Rousey and press X, there's new stuff. So you can see here, she's a heel, she's a bruiser, her morale is satisfied. There's her promo still. It's getting her popularity and stamina. And then any rivalries that are active, how long her contract is. But then over here, Icon, earn 10 more ring XP to level up. Then we've got gain a match quality bonus when this superstar is used in a TLC match. This superstar gains 1 popularity when participating in matches. And then this superstar can use the class change. So you unlock perks as they go, which is quite nice. We need to pick someone. We should go for someone, I guess, fairly expensive. But I always feel like stamina is pretty important in this. Do we want to go Roman Reigns? I don't know how I feel about Roman Reigns, but do we want to go Roman Reigns? I feel like also having Becky Lynch is 5 out of 5 in the mic situation. She's good in a steel cage. She can swap between heels and faces. Maybe we go... What about Rhea? Rhea's pretty good as well, right? And she's a bit cheaper and she's got better stamina. Let's go Rhea Ripley. She is a heel bruiser.
Smackdown drafts Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, what a choice for the blue brand.
Kicking it off with a battle-tested woman who's got the scars to prove it.
ECW ready for their second pick.
Okay, and then we're going to go all the way to the right. Paul Heyman's going to pick Ronda Rousey and AJ Styles, and then it's going to come back towards us. We're going to have 2 picks in a second. Okay, so we probably want to go and pick someone to face Rhea Ripley. She's a heel bruiser. So we need a fighter. We need a face fighter, and there's not a lot down here to choose from, which is a little bit rough. I guess we're picking someone who's a bit rubbish to be facing Rhea. I don't know if that's the worst thing in the world, right? Because in theory, they're going to be fighting quite a lot. They're going to improve. We could get a specialist. The best specialist here is Natalia. Candice LeRae. I don't know who some of these people are. my knowledge, I will say, my knowledge of WWE has improved over the last few months since we played this game. I've actually watched some since then as well. What did we say she was? She was a bruiser, so we need a fighter. We could think about getting someone really good and moving them into a face territory, so they're a good guy. But I'm tempted to say let's just take someone a little bit cheaper, and we'll see if we can get them improved. What about Shotzi? You're a cruiser. That's not what we're looking for. What about Indy Hartwell? Popularity is 46. It's not incredible, but you are cheap. I'm going to go Indy Hartwell. This is probably not... And with that being the case, right, we know we need a fighter face, right? I'm just going to make a note of this. So I'm going to pick someone who's a little bit higher up in the old rankings here. So we've got good people all round. We could go. I mean, there's a lot of bruiser heels, so we could go Randy Orton or someone, right? We do like Randy Orton. He's quite expensive, but let's just go to the men. Jimmy and Jay. So it would be quite nice to have these two against each other, but they're both cruisers. Would mean we need a giant. You know what? Let's go Randy Orton.
Smackdown chooses Randy Orton.
So that's Randy.
GM picked Randy Orton. Wow, the GM just dropped a shark into this draft pool.
He's a face and he's a fighter. So we need a male heel bruiser or specialist. We could go big again. But I just wonder if we go a little bit further down the list. Bron Breakker. I mean, he's pretty expensive. I'm also picking people who I think have got pretty good. I don't even know how to say that. Dijak. Pretty good stamina as well. There's Otis. Bronson Reed. I mean, I don't know if Bronson Reed is what we want, right? It's not necessarily the top of our show for combatants against each other, right? Maybe Bron Breakker is a big dude. Angelo Dawkins. Logan Paul is a fighter. Robert Roode is a specialist. Sheamus is a bruiser. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. That's a lot of money. I think we're gonna go down here and we'll go Bron Breakker.
Smackdown selects Braun
We've done it. I don't know much about him. I know he did quite well in the Royal Rumble.
He ain't afraid to break the rules, and that's what I like to see. An extremely important pick in round 4.
Okay.
Let's see who goes forth to NXT.
So we're going to need a women two tag teams for women's, 2 tag teams for men, and then another combination of people for whatever else. So maybe we should start looking at tag teams. Who do we think could be a tag team? What about Priest and... I mean, we could just get fairly cheap people, right? These are all fairly cheap, but... let's go back to the women's. We didn't need an opponent for Rhea. And Rhea was a bruiser, so we need a fighter or a specialist. I think I might go Shotzi if she's still here. You two look exactly the same. Let's just have a little look. No hold bars match, and I don't know if it matters. Let's go Shotzi.
Smackdown selects Shotzi.
That's going to be our Rhea.
This roster to the ball pit.
You're getting an exciting talent to build
Okay.
out your brand here.
Now who do we want? Do we want... I think I'm going to go back to the men. We're going to pick like a superstar to be... we could try and reunite the Usos. We're going to pick a superstar who's going to be like our Intercontinental Champion. What about Jey Uso? He's really expensive. He's just too expensive, I think. But his stamina's so good. We've got a male giant. Ivar is pretty good, right? Bronson Reed is okay. Casket match. I don't know who half these people are down here. You know, I said my knowledge has got better. I'm not sure it's got that much better. Okay, what about... who the heck is Duke Hudson? What about Ivar? Ivar the Giant is going to come in and be our champion, I think. Okay.
The GM has selected Ivar. What a pick.
A true colossus looking to expand his horizons on this show.
Okay, we're watching people disappear. They're going for some of the cheaper ones as well.
Who'll join the black and gold brand next?
I'd like to be left with quite a lot of cash if I can be. Especially since we've got the grow by popularity by 6 and make one person a superstar. I feel like we can push it a little bit. So we're looking for a face who's either a specialist or a cruiser, right? To take on Ivar. Cameron Grimes? Don't know much about you. Axiom? Know nothing about you. They're all 3 on the mic. Chad Gable, you're a 2 on the mic, unfortunately. And then we're back up to these guys. Jey Uso is still here. Do we take Jey Uso? He's so expensive. But do we take him? I think possibly not. So we're looking for a specialist to take on Ivar or a cruiser. I'm going to go Cameron Grimes, I think.
Smackdown drafts Cameron Grimes.
He was a face, right?
Grimes is headed to SmackDown.
I love picks like this.
Yeah.
It's a challenge to succeed.
Male, face, and he was a specialist. So those two are tagged up. Now we need women for tag teams. There's a lot of expensive ladies still left. Don't think I can afford them. Let's go Tiff Stratton.
Smackdown drafts Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton gets what she wants. Joining a new brand.
A solid building block just landed on this brand.
Speculation about the next member of ECW. Lot of ways NXT can go here.
Okay.
Let's see what they pick. A tough choice awaits the SmackDown GM.
There's a lot of expensive people still left. Look, right. What do we got? We got a specialist. Let's pick someone who isn't a specialist. Piper Niven. She's a giant. Any of these people better on the microphone than anyone else? That's the question. Not really. 191 grand. It's expensive. If we took you, we need a cruiser face or a specialist. There's not a great deal. Okay, let's choose. So we chose a heel specialist. Let's choose a fighter heel.
Smackdown selects Dakota Kai.
Dakota
Excellent pick for
Kai.
SmackDown.
She's a forward-thinking pick for sure.
So we need a bruiser or a specialist female to go against that, and a cruiser, but they need to be faces. So Indy Hartwell is cheap. You're in.
Smackdown picks Indy Hartwell.
You're in, Indy. Congratulations.
Found a new home.
She's got fundamentals, and this show is where she'll expand them.
ECW moving on in the draft. A make or break pick for the land of extreme. NXT ready for their next selection in this draft.
Okay.
Raw looking to add to
They've
its
got
haul with
500 and
another pick.
480k left.
Who joins
So we've still
SmackDown
got a bit of leeway. So we need a female specialist. No, a female bruiser. Or anything, really. We can take any of these and be okay. Do we want Liv Morgan? I don't know if we do, but the rest are all a bit... I mean, you're pretty cheap. You're but we're on 800k. 164 versus... Yeah, I think we take one of you guys. You're not amazing, but Thea Hale. Is that how you say your name? Congratulations, you're in.
Smackdown picks Thea Hale.
Thea Hale continuing her education on a new brand.
Her high-flying style should get her traction here.
She was a cruiser, right? Okay, now we need male people. Now we need male people. Austin Theory. We're down to 703. I need to get 4 more, which seems unlikely to be able to have male tag team champs. Carmelo Hayes. Do we want someone at the top of their game, really? Can't really afford it, right? Not being I don't think we're going to be able to bring in four superstars, but I guess we can then do some free agent signing. Let's go Carmelo Hayes.
Smackdown drafts Carmelo Hayes.
Could be a make or break pick for NXT here. The land of extreme with their next pick. Important pick for the extreme brand.
Okay,
A major decision.
they're
for
going
the
down
NXT
quite
War Room.
a lot in funds. They're
It's
down to
another
one,
big pick for Monday Night
down to
Raw.
75k.
Look at the formidable
They're
talent on
done.
this brand.
Okay, there's the Miz.
The next member of SmackDown is about to be picked.
Okay, we're at 548, so we've got quite a lot of cash, actually. I'm guessing that means our superstars are a little bit worse. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick someone who can go against the cruiser, because that will just mean that we've got another match that we can put on if we need it. And then we can go from there. Can't believe Jimmy J, Roman are all untaken. But what are we thinking? Someone who can go against the cruiser is Tony D'Angelo. Know nothing about him. We need to be a face or a heel, sorry. So what about Dijak? Know nothing about him either. He's the only one who can do it though. So Dijak, you're in.
Chooses Dijak.
Feast your eyes on Dijak on a new night.
This guy's a low-risk, high-reward pick.
Can I get 2 more? That's the question. So we need someone who can team up with whatever he was called. What was his name? So there's no giants over here. I think if we get 1 more, we can then search for a particular one, right? JD McDonough, expensive, very expensive. We don't really want to. You know, I'm going to leave it here, I think, and then we'll get some free agents because we can still team up Carmelo Hayes and Dijak against each other, and then we can expand. I mean, I'd like it if we got one more. In fact, shall we get these? I don't like the stamina down here. What if we got two cruisers and put them together, and then two giants and put them together in a tag team? I don't know if that's wise, because then we're going to end up... Oh, no, because then we're going to end up with the same things against each other afterwards, right? So, cruiser versus giant. So, let's go and get a... He's so expensive, we don't want him. Let's go and get a bruiser. Brooks Jensen.
Smackdown chooses Brooks Jensen.
The rough and tumble Brooks Jensen has found his new home.
A man with all the upside in the world, in my opinion.
Here's the hungry talent looking to break out on NXT. The GM has finished their draft. Some big names picked.
Okay, and I think we're done as well.
SmackDown about to make
If we
another
weren't,
big pick.
we would try and find a fighter who's cheap, who's a heel, and there isn't any. So I think we're done. Let's end the draft.
Take a look at the talent on the blue
There we
brand.
go. It doesn't look too bad, right? And we've got Rhea and Randy
Look at
leading the
all
way.
this talent, but in the end, only one brand will win.
Well. Okay. And draft day is over. To enter the Hall of Fame, you prove you are the best. The first GM to own 10 Hall of Fame trophies at the end of a season. Ties are broken by most fans, then most cash. Trophies can be awarded for either career achievements or seasonal challenges. Entering the Hall of Fame will allow you to continue playing or retire your save file. And we're off to Newark. Look, we're going to put a cut in here. We'll be back with our first ever show later in the week. I haven't quite figured out the day, so subscribe if you're looking forward to seeing more of this. I suspect we'll end up with one video a week, which is of two weeks, maybe something like that, and then an extra video for the pay-per-view each time we have it. Something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.